Okay, so I play as white here. I play the Queen's Gambit. This is a well-known position. Actually, you're supposed to play a4 here. I didn't play a4. I'm not too familiar with this c6 pawn idea, but I know it looks good for white, and I know that. So a lot of the times in the Queen's Gambit, my idea here in this position is if he pushes this pawn, it's a very common idea in the Queen's Gambit where you can just take this pawn with the bishop if he's attacking your knight. So that's what I was going for, something like that. I don't know if it works because his king might be able to escape, but it's basically threatening almost checkmate, but actually wouldn't be checkmate because he could escape. So maybe it's not safe to do that. But a lot of times you want to take back with the bishop because your queen's here and your queen and your bishop threaten checkmate usually. So I pushed a4 thinking, I'm going to take on c4 with my bishop. But he didn't take. He actually just moved his bishop over, which is the best move. So a lot of the whole game, I basically played a lot of the best moves. So you can see I played with 96% accuracy. So I take here, take the rook. First of all, my rook's hanging. I don't want to lose my rook, so I take first. And now I can take b5 because if he takes back, I can take the bishop. And I just have really great pawn structure and a really great position. He puts me in check, so I have to bring my knight back to safety. And yeah, this is kind of an odd move. I was hoping to take on c4 with my bishop, but I have to drop back and defend this. I'm not really worried about his bishop coming in attacking my knight, so I take the free pawn, obviously. And in this position, because my bishop's out now, which is another reason I wanted to take this pawn, is because when he tries to pin my knight, I can develop my knight, which protects against the pin attack he's trying to get on me. Now he wants to get e4, knight to e4, because my knight's pinned right now. And maybe if he takes all my pieces, I take back with the pawn, maybe he puts me in check, and I have to move, I guess, and he wins a pawn. But I just castle, so he doesn't have this pin anymore. So he takes my knight, which gives me both my bishops, which I really like. When he brings this knight in, I already had ideas of bringing my bishop back, kind of blocking in his queen. But I wanted to do it with the bishop because the bishop can still attack in this long diagonal while it's in the back. But when he comes here attacking my knight in this position, I much rather prefer to move my knight there rather than my bishop. So now his queen is kind of trapped. Now I want to get my queen out, obviously, and then I just move the bishop, and his queen is he has to take my rook. So here, I'm just happy that I'm up a piece. I don't want to play a complicated game where he has a bunch of pieces and maybe he's going to at some point win a queen and give him any chances. So I just want to trade off pieces. It says it's an excellent move, but it's okay. It's not a bad move. The idea here is taking the knight, that he's probably going to want to take my queen. And if he does, which is the best move, I'm going to take back with the bishop. And now I got 3 pieces and I have really great pawns, and I highly doubt he's going to have any success in this position. So I play the best moves pretty much every time. Get a really good square for my bishop. I don't really want him to be pushing these pawns. So if he ever does push the pawn, I'm just going to take with the pawn and I'm good. So it's a really great square for my bishop. I don't want to give him any counterplay. I don't want him to come in to e4 attacking my bishop or give him any chances. But this creates a weakness on e3 though also. So he's jumping around. I don't want him to trap my bishop, so the great thing about bishops is you can just fly across the whole board very easily. See, I just go from c5 right to f8, attacking g7. So he has to move it. Now, I have ideas of just getting my knight to a better square. If this pawn can stay here, his bishop is very bad if this pawn can't move. And right now he can't move because it's pinned, so he couldn't even move it if he wanted to right now. But I would like to get my knight here so that his bishop is just really, really bad. And then I'm just going to take him out. So he goes towards my bishop. But like I said, bishops can just fly across the board very easily. He's attacking e3, so I move my king. And yeah, I did want to come into c5, but I'm trying to, at this point, I'm just trying to loop around. I want to get a double attack on c6 now. I think that's the idea, and I'm going to get my bishop in there instead to block that pawn. When he moves away from the light squares, he's no longer pinned, so he can push it now. And I don't want him to start pushing pawns. I'm going to block it off. Now I'm double attacking c6, but he has two pieces protecting it for now. And he's going on the king side of the board now. And I'm going to head towards the queen side. And when he pushes this pawn, it creates a weakness, obviously, on g5 is a pawn I can potentially take. So I attack the knight and the pawn at the same time. He's coming in, attacking my bishop. So obviously I take the pawn on g5. And at this point, he just resigns. I'm just completely dominating, and he has no chances. I think he realized I'm playing too well, and he doesn't have anything here. So that was one game I played with 96% accuracy.